Good afternoon. So this time I just wanted to kind of share some history. So of the person that I was just a short time ago, obesity is an illness. And it's not better or worse than another illness, but an illness it is. And it has its own set of struggles and its own set of consequences, mindsets and whatnot. And I suffered from obesity. I used food as my drug of choice, and it ruined parts of my life that I didn't realize were ruined until I had weight loss surgery. And weight loss surgery gave me back those moments in my life that were ruined prior. So my day used to go like this. I would get up, I would drink some coffee, I would get ready for work, or on a day off I wouldn't, and then I would consume a ridiculous amount of calories throughout the day. There were days that I didn't consume practically any calories, because in my mind, if you didn't eat, you were going to lose weight. Well, that I now know is a myth. So I would also not move. I had an injury when I was 25 years old that blew my knee out. Ever since then, I convinced myself that I could not exercise or do any kind of movement that was strenuous because of my knee. I completely convinced myself of that. Another myth, not true. And so because I suffered from obesity and its related issues, I became unbelievably depressed to the point of having suicidal thoughts, and got myself on some medicine. Thankfully, I have an amazing physician who she's been my physician for over 10 years, and she's wonderful, and she's saved my life too in a couple of different ways. So, weight loss surgery just gave me my life back. It really did. And boy, do I wish I could have done this without having a surgical procedure. But even my surgeon told me, he goes, people can eat right, people can exercise. He said, but it's the mentality and it's the illness that causes people to not be able to self-correct without surgery. And I had to give myself permission to work out for 10-minute increments, to eat small portions of food all day long. And, one thing, and I need anybody that struggles with their weight to hear me on this, because this was hard. He actually said to me, there is no such thing as bad food. What? He said, it's all about portions. He goes, you want fried chicken? You can have fried chicken, but don't eat a whole chicken. Don't eat 3 breasts and 2 thighs and a drumstick and mashed potatoes and all that stuff that I used to absolutely consume. You have one or a half of one. And for me, I just don't, because it's just smarter. But I loved that. I loved that freedom that he gave me. And he's been doing weight loss surgery 20 years or something. So he's not new to the game. He knows what he's talking about. So I'm just saying, weight loss surgery saved my life. It did. Gastric bypass was the best thing I've ever done for myself. And even though I kind of say, oh yeah, I did it for my kids, I did it for my husband, deep down, I did it for me. I had to save my life because I never moved. I was starting to have horrible heart palpitations that scared me to death. I know I would have ended up with diabetes. So thankful. All that stuff's gone away. All of my lab work is stellar. My heart is stellar. I've had it checked out. I move a lot easier. I mean, this morning I weighed in, 91 pounds gone. Woo! I love it. It's awesome. I wouldn't change a thing. And you know what? So what that I can't have a lot of sugar? Oh, poor me. You know, for years I joked, oh, I wish I was allergic to chocolate. Ha ha. Well, I'm not necessarily allergic to it, but sure as heck isn't my friend anymore, which is okay. You know, and oh, poor me, I can't drink soda, which I kind of had given up years ago anyway. But, you know, who cares? But you know what I can do? I can take my kids up to the ape caves and we can hike it. And I can take my kids to the beach and I'll actually want to go in the water with them and go on walks and looking for shells again. I'll want to play around at the Aster column. I'm not saying I'm going to climb the Aster column, but I would like to go and play and not just sit in the car and be like, oh, you guys go, I can see you, it's fine. Because that's fun for kids, for their parent to be like, oh, go ahead, I'm good. No, I don't want to be that mom. I was that mom for my oldest her whole life. No, it's ending and it's changing, and I'm glad that this is my journey.